Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI Online. In the last episode, we made our way through the Shrine of Rhapsody, making it to the Celestial Nexus, where we met and fought Eldnarsh, who was trying to open the gate to the gods and get access to some fabled paradise, regardless of what consequences that might have to the larger world. We fought him, defeated him relatively quickly because we are overpowered at this point. And then in the subsequent cutscene, Lion sacrificed herself to prevent Eldnarsh from overloading all of the crags and blowing up the world. So, we got all that done. We went through all of the post-battle cutscenes, wrapping everything up for the Rise of the Zillart expansion. So, we are now... Ooh, if I don't get gurgly there, we are ready to proceed on to the next set of content, which would be Chains of Promathia, but there actually is something that I want to do first, before we head into the Chains of Promathia expansion content. And that is, I do want to go ahead and get started on the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel missions. The Rhapsodies of Vana'diel missions are the kind of meta quest line that tie together all of the other storylines. You could say that Rhapsodies is kind of the main story of Final Fantasy XI. You know, a storyline that proceeds through all the various expansions, ties them all together and everything like that. So I've been avoiding that because it can tend to get in the way of the other missions sometimes, and it can also tend to introduce you to characters that you haven't actually met yet, because frankly, some of the mission arrangements, pacing, access, stuff like that isn't very well integrated, in my opinion. And just it's kind of a, you know, where stuff fits in. It doesn't quite fit perfectly. For example, there's one of the missions that you can get where you can get a cutscene with a bunch of major characters from Chains of Promathia before you've made any progress in Chains of Promathia. And so I'm going to have to be pretty careful about how far we go in Rhapsodies to not get that cutscene to introduce us to a bunch of characters that we've not met and act like we have. So if, you know, I would be cautious with that if you're a new player, because you can end up in areas that you have no idea what's going on, who any of these people are, basically. So we're gonna get to work on that. I've kind of figured out how far we can go, and the other thing, at least the reason why I want to go into Rhapsodies right now, is they does give access to some key items that give you a bunch of convenience features. One is it increases the amount of EXP that you gain per kill when you're grinding, and it also gives you access to a curio vendor Moogle, which gives you access to all kinds of cheap convenience items, silent oils, prism powders, various foods for food buffs, access to all of the chest keys and coffer keys that you're going to need for your artifact armors and that kind of stuff. So it's so convenient to have access to that stuff that at this point I kind of want to have access, particularly to the Curio Moogle. So let's get to it. But there actually is one other thing that I want to do before we go, because I think I mentioned it before that I had begun raising a chocobo, and I just wanted to real quick, I'm going to show you where I'm at on that. We do have a lot of time between recordings sometimes, and I've been able to make some progress. So this is the chocobo raising NPC. takes a second to load. So, yeah, here is my chocobo, at least where we're at right now. Though it is going to be green, it appears. So we've gotten through the egg phase, we've gotten through the chick phase, we're now in the adolescent phase. Just probably another week and a half, I think, it takes the adolescent phase. It takes something about like 30 days. I think it takes a month to completely raise a chocobo from egg to adulthood, to where you can actually then ride it. And there is this whole chocobo racing system. It's incredibly complex and deep. Won't be doing any of that on screen. If you're interested, you can look up that kind of stuff yourself. But just wanted to show that, yep, there's my chocobo. A female, if that matters. And I have named her Sturmvogel. A good name. All right, so that little bit out of the way. Let's go ahead and get to work on the Rhapsody's missions now that we've kind of chattered enough. So, we've actually seen the first cutscene of Rhapsody's of Vana'diel. You get that pretty much, well, before the update that occurred that allows you to postpone those cutscenes. We got that already. It doesn't really matter. It basically just shows some woman emerging from a crystal. And then you also get another cutscene when you first enter either Selbina or Mara, which I have already gotten, and I got that off screen by accident because I forgot that that was a thing. Also, not a big deal. It just shows you Gilgamesh arriving at either Selbina or Mara to go speak with either the mayor or the governor, depending on which side you're in. So, we need to go talk to... Because I did it in Mara, we need to travel to Mara, which is in Kolshushu. And we need to go see the governor of Mara. Alright, and so the governor's house should be right over here. And we have to talk to the receptionist first, Numi. Welcome to the governor's house. How may I be of assistance? Apparently you're searching for adventurers. Ah, I was told to expect someone named Tuna. Would that be you? Yes, that's us. Forgive me for not recognizing you sooner. I had been told to be on the lookout and usher you into the governor's office without the delay. And Coco. Oh, this is wonderful indeed. I was worried I'd have to hunt and peck you all down the coast. I and Coco serve as the governor of our bright town. Truth be told, I was not the one who sought you out. No, that would be Gilgamesh, one of Vana'diel's most renowned entrepreneurs. Yes, we met Gilgamesh. Something about setting sail and finding someone lost at sea? Never mind. I never had much of a head for the details. What I do know is that your name came up on more than one occasion. He also mentioned something about wanting you to procure some Mandragora dewdrops from Mandragoras around the Crag of Mia before you meet him. He hopes to use it to create a special herbal remedy for his crew associates. The world has been bursting at the seams with odd news these days, and frankly, none of us here can make heads or tails of it all. And Mara has felt the effects particularly hard. Our supply of Mandragora dewdrops has been dwindling. I'll call Gilgamesh back to port immediately. In the meantime, rough up some of those Mandragoras and come back with 3 Mandragora dewdrops. And yes, I am well aware that adventurers often charge a fee for their services, and I will personally see to it that you are properly recompensated. Come back soon. Alright. I have already gone ahead and procured the required Mandragora dewdrops ahead of time for convenience. So, let's provide them. How fabulous that you made it back safe, Tuna. Yep, I've made it back. Your return couldn't have been more timely. Gilgamesh's ship has only just docked. There he is. Tuna, good. Good to see your face again. Let's get the small matter of the Mandragora dewdrops out of the way first. Here you go. This be what we ordered. Now, a little tit for tat. Always too kind, Gilgamesh. Here, Tuna. One for you, too. Suppose we best get down to business. Tuna, you're intimately familiar with my journeys as a pirate on the Bastor Sea. The oceans to the west have been a bit stormier than usual of late, and the crew and I came across a small vessel adrift upon the tides. So, of course, I say to myself, who'd have thunk that such a delicate rowboat could stay whole in such a terrible brew, and then the whole thing started flashing red. Being the curious sailor I am, I went and investigated. Lo and behold, there was a pretty young lass lying prone along the deck. Always had quite the fondness for the color red. Figuring it must have been a sign from Altana herself, I took her on board and brought her back with me to Norg. When she came to, the first words from those pale lips of hers were your name. So I went to come back to Norg with her. So I want you to come back to Norg with us. She was quite insistent on meeting you. You see, she's gone on a bit of a hunger strike. The ship's docked at port, waiting to take you whenever you've got your affairs in order here. I just remembered a bit of pressing engagement I've got to attend to, but I'll catch up with you there. One last thing before you go. Please breathe no word to the citizens about me abetting a known pirate. They might not all understand that a port town is only looking out for its best interests when it ensures that those less on the up and up remain happy. When push comes to shoves, aren't we all just looking out for each other? And while I'm not biting the hand that feeds me, I'd like to inform you that the token I have just offered is highly valued here in Mara. I can only hope that you appreciate its value. They gave me a copper Amman voucher. Okay, that's fine. All right. Now, well, I can just use the home point to teleport. I need to find a particular NPC here. There he is. Tonasav. We're setting sail for Norg. We're setting sail for Norg, landlubber. Hopefully you can handle the rough seas. Yep, we'll travel to Norg. Oyster sales, mateys, we're off. Alright. And that is, like, the quickest way to get to Norg early on in the game, but... we've held off on doing that. So, we need to head down and interact with the Oaken Door, as usual, to go talk to Gilgamesh. Did you get bumped about by the waves on your way here, Tuna? No matter. The boss is waiting inside for you. Oh, would you look who's decided to join us? Master. I'm both humbled and honored to be able to exchange word with you once more. I have followed your instructions to the letter. Months upon years have I toiled, seeking guidance from both men and the heavens, never once letting my training or dedication falter. All this I have done so that we may meet once more. Unworthy though your disciple Iroha may be, her words and emotions are true. Master? Question mark? Yeah, killing your ears, girl. She's calling you her master. What kind of master runs around forgetting who their pupils are? You mean to say you don't remember her at all? Nope. What's all this malarkey? Do not get angry with her. It's only natural that she not remember me. I have wholly lost track of what year this is. 884, correct? This time is many, many years before I came to be, and my presence here is somewhat of an anomaly. So you are a time traveler. Oh, there's Aldo right there. Did you hit your head where I found you floating adrift or something? You mean to say that you haven't been born yet? And how'd you get here? I came from an age far in the future when Vana'diel stands on a precipice, and the master is the master is the only one who can guide me. Do you mean to say that Tuna is this master of yours? And from that outfit you're wearing, I'd wager you were born in the Far East. That is correct. I am the guardian of Ryzenjima Sanctorum, and I have a strong link with the heavens as its chief priestess. Oh, I know the particulars of the Eastern faith are a bit foreign to the rest of us, but Altana remains a central figure even there. So that make you a religious authority then? Let me guess. The power of the spirit sent you back to our time? They set me adrift so that I may prevent the darkness which has engulfed my era. What's this then? You're going to have to be a bit more straightforward. Master, do I have your leave to show them our reality? Okay. By your will. In the age from whence I hail, Vana'diel is gripped by in the vice of fear. In my homeland, we refer to it as emptiness, a blanket of darkness that infects all it touches. The Master and her comrades strove tirelessly for a brighter future, and their tale is known by all in time. Many months and years passed. I came to be in this world and trained diligently under the Master's gentle hand. It was not long before the skies began to cloud, both figuratively and literally. It descended like a thick miasma, stifling the land under a blanket of silence. I looked into the master's eyes and could see the truth. My homeland was not the only victim. Juan, Mendartia, Aldolin. The end times were upon us, and both man and goddess were powerless to stop it. Then how did you survive? The master and my father sacrificed themselves. My mother is from an island known as Raizenjima, the land where the final struggle took place. Vanquishing the emptiness was but a fantasy. It was all I could do to erect a barrier to halt its advance. A Pyrrhic victory indeed, but as the walls of Raizenjima's sanctorum could do naught but echo back my own solitary cries, I was trapped for several years when a spirit descended from the heavens to alight on a nearby brazier. He told me that there was only one speck of hope that could save us. The Master. I was to find the Master and join my light with hers. The spirit opened a path for me, guiding me back here, to this point in Vana'diel's history. Master, I would like to give you this, lest I forget to do so at a later juncture. From what you told me, there will be many trials posed to you before you finally set foot in the land you know today as the Far East. Keep this by your side, and the path will remain open to you always. Follow its guidance, and it will lead you unfailingly to my time. However... Now, just hang on a minute. If we just follow it without doing anything else, we'll just end up in your apocalyptic future where you're the only one left alive, right? That is correct. However, the Master surely has the capacity to experience both futures, one with the emptiness and one without. Please, find a way to... I cannot stay long. And she's gone. What in the blazes? You know, I can't make heads or tails of the whole thing, but I think she's telling the truth. This warrants further study. I'll see if my agents can pick up on anything. I've never been too good at dealing with complex twists and turns. Give me some time to collect my thoughts. Alright, so we have the Raizenjima Sanctorum Orb. Alright, so we should be able to just click on this door again for another cutscene. Maybe there is something to that tale Iraha spun. There have been more and more oddities happening of late. All manner of never-before-seen beasts, people getting lost in places that look familiar but are somehow a bit off, and so much more that I could mention. At first, I figured that the beastmen were behind it all, but now I'm not so sure. We gotta take stock of the situation and dig up any common threads. Normally, I'd entrust this to my daughter, Lion. She was a bit of a tomboy, and there was none better than her at finding stuff out. But now she's... Well, maybe you can find something we can't. Hey, turn that thing off. Glowing. Hola, dem Mia, seek the crystal. What's that light all about? A voice, you say? I didn't hear a blasted thing. But hey, if you say so, then you probably did. Hopefully I gave you something to go on, which is a darn sight better than anything I can do. Alright, so now we have Rhapsody and White, which is one of those key items I was talking about. Alright, so now we need to head to one of the crags. And since I don't have White Mage and can't teleport myself to them, what we're going to do is we're going to use a survival guide. We're going to head to Zolkheim Lethen Plateau. I think it's the closest survival guide to a crag that I can think of. The crag is just around here. And what we're looking for is the shattered telepoint. So not that one. This one right here. What you seek lies only a few steps ahead. Lion? Tuna, why am I here? Am I still dreaming, or can it really be? Lately, I've seen the strangest visions. People fled to the four corners of Vana'diel, futilely trying to escape an ever-growing cloud of darkness. And there I stood, frozen, my legs unable to do so much as quiver. The Mother Crystal's vision can't be a simple happenstance. Not everyone is aware that our world, our Vana'diel, is protected by the benevolence of the Mother Crystal. Look all around you. This place is no accident. The technologies required to make these structures are beyond any known to us. Those who came before doubtlessly created this facility to shelter the crystal from harm. I wonder. My dream, an infernal gloom obscured the Mother Crystal from view. This Mother Crystal isn't the only one, of course, and I have no way of knowing if I'm even at the right one. Wait, does that mean you've seen the same vision? I see. Then this Iraha came from the future where much the same thing has happened. Then the beastmen that ravaged the three nations are not to blame. So what is this emptiness? You might be the only one with the answers I seek. Where could we run into her again? Don't know. Giving up isn't in my vocabulary, yet we've no choice but to hold off for now. In the meantime, I'd like you to go to the place I saw in my dream. I'd go myself, but... yeah, Lion didn't die, technically. She's just kind of merged with the crystals. I'll go. Thank you. I'm pretty sure the place I saw was somewhere near Juno. I believe we have to choose Kufim Island. That's it. It's so clear to me now. Wish I could go with you, but know that I'm there in spirit. It doesn't take a soothsayer to know that darkness bodes ill. Stay safe. Alright, so we need to head to Kufim Island. Making sure I have my warp ring equipped. If I do. And specifically, we want to head to the home point on Kufim Island. Alright, and so what we're looking for is this. This undulating confluence. Ah, there's Iroha. Master, you must not get any closer. That eddy is comprised of the self-same darkness that swallowed the Vana'diel of my era. Well, hello there. Master, you must stop that beast. Alright then. Now, what I need to do is summon some trusts. Not that I think I actually need them, but we'll summon them anyway. And now, because I got that key item... Oh, the other thing that the key items do is allow you to summon more trusts. I now can summon 4 trusts. Which we will go with... Zeed. There we go. You're suddenly overcome with a sense of foreboding. Oh, hello there. Ophiotaurus? This thing is, standing up a little bit. Gigas. I should probably call my Wyvern. I think I missed. Oh yeah, there's Shantoto. Alright, and it's dead. Alright, now we want to click on the undulating confluence again. A battle worthy of the master. Forgive me for pointing out the obvious, but that monster clearly came from beyond the vortex. We must not let fear overwhelm us. Come. The other dimension awaits. Hello there. At last, there she is. It's back up. It's monochrome in here. Where are we? The Sanctuary of Zeta, but not the one we know. What are you doing here, Zed? Are you the one known as Zed? That's right, and you must be Iraha. Aldo has told me much about you. I knew I had to investigate as soon as I heard something was amiss. The only color here is the color of death. This empty husk is void of anything that we could call nature. The first thing I noticed about this place is its striking resemblance to the Sanctuary of Zeta, located in northeastern Mendartia. Zeta, yes. I have run across that name several times before. Yes, it was when the Master first visited Rizenjima. He said there was a sanctuary there, much like one in my homeland. Those chosen by the Mother Crystal may enter a holy shrine deep within the sanctuary to receive the protection of the Dawn Maidens. Its layout and features resemble Zeta, of that there can be no doubt, yet the magic and warmth are gone, like we were in a different world entirely. Or is this the future? I do not believe so. If the coming emptiness is to swallow the world, then I would be more inclined to believe that we are catching a glimpse of what that swallowed world would be like. Did you hear that? A bell? But where? Zed, please stay with us. Something foul is afoot. The world is blurred, and I took leave of myself. You are under its thrall? If the clamoring has ceased, then we may yet find respite. Master, this may be the world we refer to as Esha. I still have much to learn, but your words that day will always stay with me. When the darkness first came, the Middle Lands were the first to be assaulted. Swaths of land were consumed, leaving a colorless landscape where life once thrived. It marked the beginning of the end, and that world, you said, was known as Esha. Yet the annals say that the emptiness first started to appear many years hence. So why now? Why here? What if history were being rewritten? It could be that my returning to your time has placed a stick in the wheel of fate. Has the darkness come with me? This may sound counterintuitive. I fear we must change the future if we are to save the past. You're right. That is rather difficult to wrap my head around. Ira, is there no way to purge this Esha from our land? Would that I had the answers you seek. Only one path lies open to us. Figure out what we can for ourselves. As if this land were not dangerous enough, now we have that unholy bell to contend with. A perilous reality at best. Master, perhaps Lion could provide us with the guidance that we so desperately require? Lion? My understanding is that none resonate with the Mother Crystal more strongly than she. Your role in protecting our future is vital, Master, but Lion is of equal importance. She is with the crystal now, is she not? Yes. Then you must go. Hurry. Ira, huh? Wait. Okay, so we don't actually need to do anything more here. We can leave. So we need to head back to one of the shattered telepoints. Let's go back to Juno, Blue Gardens, home point 2. And we'll head back to the Lathen Plateau Survival Guide. Alright. Back at the Shattered Telepoint. Master, look, Lady Lion. Lion? Lion? I saw it again. Juno, that special orb you have is a relic from the future. Maybe that explains the visions I've been having. If what it portends is true, then there is nothing we can do to stop the darkness from approaching. But, Tuna, I saw nothing about whether or not you were there to try to stop it. What if there is no one to stand up for Vana'diel? Will it perish with but a whimper? Lion, perhaps it is because the orb is not yet fully illuminated. I agree. Yet we have learned about the coming darkness before the light could fully arrive, likely ushering it in before we were ready. I know not what the two of you are on about, so I will ask one simple question. What can we do? Tuna, there are many paths that lie before you. They opened up the moment you banished the Shadow Lord from our realm. My dream showed me many mentions, many worlds, and you were there in each one, bringing succor to those who cried out. And it all falls into place. In the future from which I hail, the Master faced many threats, not just that one, and came to be known as one of Vana'diel's most storied heroes. Master, you must bring history back to its natural state. And time is not exactly on our side. Now you know everything that I do. I'll do everything in my power to help you. What the? Lady Lion, allow me to express my gratitude. Your honesty and strength of spirit have taken physical form. And you can use it? Then you are quite welcome. In the meantime, I'll continue my watch for information about Esha. Or my search for information about Esha. Zeed, what do you plan on doing? Gilgamesh has asked me to report back as soon as I know something, so my first order of business is to return to Norg. Lion and Zeed, your assistance has been invaluable. Master, I intend to learn all I can about that bell. Perhaps you should head back to Norg as well. Until then. Alright. I now have Cipher of Lion's Alter Ego 2. So. We need to head back to Norg. And I also got the Rhapsody and Umber key item, which also, again, increases the amount of EXP you gain and gives you access to more items at the Curio Moogle. I think that one is the one that actually includes all the coffer keys, so that's the one I really need. Alright, so Elshimo low, Norg. 1.1 is fine. All right. You made it back. Peter has been packing and been pacing back and forth all day. Upon my return, I spent hours turning over the Master's words in my mind, and something came to gnaw at me. I cannot shake the feeling that is related to what Lady Lion prophesied in Esha about the Master's role in the coming battle against the darkness. Something about your orb needing to gain light? Correct. We must create a world in which the Master is able to fight. And what about that bothers you? Think back upon your struggle with the Shadow Lord. When we first met, many years from now, the Master mentioned something that happened that day. I felt the crystal resonate within. Please, try to think back. Warrior of the Crystal, one who will become known as a Warrior of Light. You will travel across land, sea, and sky, bathed in the light and stopping darkness whenever it threatens the living. And you will continue to banish the doubt that resides within you. Such travels take their toll on lesser mortals who retire to their homes and live out their lives in comfort. But although you may stop briefly to gather your wits, each time you do so it is only to steel your resolve for that next struggle. You have the will to shelter the downtrodden, vex the darkness, and protect all that Altana holds dear. The time is right for you to become more than a mere warrior. You will become greater. That is what is required of you. Has it come back to you, Master? You recalled with reverence those words, stating they gave you the strength of spirit to carry on no matter the odds. Though your journeys were arduous and fraught with peril, the twinkle in your eye as you recounted your tales gave me courage. The reason you were able to lead us in the final struggle was precisely because of those many barriers you had overcome. You taught me that the world was worth fighting for, no matter how bleak the future. My father always spoke of you with adoration, believing that you were a woman of indisputable valor. Banish your doubt, Master, so that you may become all you were meant to be. Now that you mention it, Irha, just who is this father of yours? Well... Boss, something terrible has happened. There's big trouble at Sea Serpent Grotto. Beasts are turning and no one can leave. No boats are able to make it to Norg at all. There was this infernal ringing noise, and all the boats are just spinning in place. You mean to say that all this started happening at once? Wait, turning round and round, spinning in place. Obviously, they're both caused by the same thing. The bell. Does this mean you know something, Zed? Tuna? Just like an Esha. Exactly. I have the same thought. Ah, so, if you two have experienced the same thing, then there's no one better to get to the bottom of this. You show to the grotto, Tuna. It'll be quicker if we split up. I'll go on ahead while you prepare. Master, I insist on accompanying you. Alright. I need to check where we need to actually stop, because we're getting pretty close. Just a sec. Okay. So we're going to want to do this mission in Sea Serpent Grotto, and then that is where we're going to stop with Rhapsody's missions until we've made more progress in Chains of Promethea. Okay, so in Sea Serpent Grotto, we need to head down to the pond at J12. Do I have my wyvern out? Yes, okay. I don't think there's going to be anything all that important on the way, so I'll go ahead and pause here while I run down there. Alright, so we should be where we need to be. And so I think this... the question mark point that we need to talk to. I think so. Yep, there's the bell. Something's horribly wrong. You are not Garuda. Then what? Pitiful humans, you cannot hear nature, though she aches for one to listen. I'm left breathless knowing my name has been forgotten. No, your vestige is known to me, the seductress Siren. Ah, young daughter, have you come from a faraway age? One is mere happenstance, but to think two. Your words confound me. You mean to say that yet another has come from the future? I do. Not all are equal before Father Time, least of all, the one who can devour him. It no longer needs wait for the future, and has sent its emissary to this time. Even now, he stands tall, cackling at your backs. This maxed... Well, that's rude. Iroha. May this arrow strike true, fiend. Good shot. And she's out again. Impossible. We cannot let it escape. Well, and that's where we're going to have to stop with Chains of Pramathia missions, because... Not Chains of Pramathia, with Rhapsody's Vana'diel missions. Because if we go any further, it's going to give us a bunch of cutscenes at... Gilgamesh's door. This is eventually going to introduce us to characters we haven't met yet from Chains of Pramathia. And it will give us that cutscene with the Chains of Pramathia characters, even if we haven't made any progress in Chains of Pramathia. So, yeah. We're going to have to put Rhapsodies on hold, and we'll have to chase that guy down at a later date. So, then we'll go ahead and end our episode here and head back to Norg. And when we come back for next episode, we will get started on Chains of Pramathia. We'll just have to put this kind of on pause, as I said. And then once we are at least through... I have to decide, like, how far into COP do I need to be? Don't know. I'll have to figure out if I want to clear all of Chains first, or if we can come back and do some of this midway through. Alright. But for now, we'll stop here. And we'll get started on that when we come back for next episode. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you next time.